The Sam Wilson Captain America team confirmed bullshit that is being peddled online. All right, Hazel writes, Colton, did you see that the Avengers Doomsday Sam Wilson Captain America Avengers team has been revealed, and it includes the new Falcon, Thor, Loki, Shang Chi, and Ant-Man? What are your thoughts on Sam's new Avengers lineup? Okay, thank you so much for the question. But let's be clear, and it's not just you, Hazel. Many people are taking this and running with it and assuming that, oh, Sam Wilson's Avengers team has been revealed. And you probably read several headlines saying that. But I'm here to poo-poo or piss or whatever on everyone's parade. No, they have not confirmed Sam Wilson's new Avengers lineup for Doomsday. Let me tell you what really happened. So this all stems from this event in, I believe, Brazil, where they gave us this full cast lineup, the same 27 names that we saw in the Doomsday Chairwatch announcement video, and now we're seeing them at this event, and they put all their headshots and stuff up on the big screen, and they grouped the cast by different groupings before showing the big wide shot of the whole cast. They did Fantastic Four, X-Men, the Misfit Thunderbolts, if the translation I watched was correct, the Wakandan Warriors, which featured Shuri Black Panther, King M'Baku, and Namor, and lastly, the, quote, heroic Avengers. So people are taking this to mean that, hey, the Fantastic Four, they're a team. The X-Men, they're a team. The Thunderbolts, they're a team. The Wakandans, they're a team. Kind of, I don't know that you can necessarily call that a team. But hey, all those other teams are teams. So that means that this grouping with Sam Wilson's Captain America, that must mean that this is Sam Wilson's new Avengers team that he's been working on forming ever since the end of Captain America Brave New World. And, you know, of course, in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, we saw that the Thunderbolts are the new Avengers, but they're apparently having issues with Sam Wilson. Like, he's not happy that they're using the name and he's suing them for it. And that's likely because he doesn't want to work with Val. It's a whole thing that really hasn't been made clear as of yet. But regardless of all that, I'm here to be the bearer of not necessarily bad news, because I don't think it's bad news, but this lineup, the Sam Wilson Captain America team confirmed bullshit that is being peddled online, this is not by any means any official confirmation that this is the new Avengers team. This is Captain America's Avengers team. No, this was simply a piece of copy that was read by an announcer to showcase Avengers Doomsday at this event. It's a giant cast. They don't yet have a trailer that they're showing. That trailer is totally cut, by the way. It's about to come out. But they're just promoting the film. And they were sharing this huge cast of all these stars that are in the movie. And they used certain groupings to get people excited. Like, hey, look at this movie. The Fantastic Four are all here. The X-Men are all here. The Thunderbolts are all here. And look, it's your favorite Avengers from MCU's past, the heroic Avengers. That's what they're doing. This isn't in any way saying, hey, this is Sam's team of Avengers. At least, I don't think that's what they're doing. I highly, highly doubt that's what they're doing. This was just a grouping of characters because it makes sense to put all the X-Men together. It makes sense to put all the Fantastic Four together, et cetera, et cetera. Where do you throw these other characters? Well, they're the OG, or, you know, some of them are even like newer characters. They're the MCU Avengers type characters from the Infinity Saga and some from the Multiverse Saga. They don't fall into one of these buckets of Thunderbolts, X-Men, Fantastic Four, so we'll call them the heroic Avengers. That is all this was. I think they really just didn't know where to stick everybody else, and calling them the heroic Avengers just made the most sense. Now, there are two ways to look at it when we talk about teams in Avengers Doomsday. Yes, there are teams, like official teams, like the X-Men are a team, the Fantastic Four, they're a team. We've got the new Avengers, which were the Thunderbolts, they're a team, etc. And then there are just like the simple groupings of characters that are going to be teams in Avengers Doomsday. But what we are really going to see in Doomsday, I think, is a conglomeration of different teams, like different members of different teams pulled from those teams and crisscrossed with one another. So you'll see members of the Fantastic Four working with the X-Men, working with Avengers, working with whoever. And then you'll see other members from those teams working with other members from those teams. I think we'll see different members from each team joining forces for their own separate missions, and we'll see individuals from each team essentially representing their team. Like, we could see Ben Grimm the Thing representing the Fantastic Four for a certain collection of characters. I think we'll see like Reed and maybe Johnny go with some of the Thunderbolts characters and some of the OG Avengers, and they could travel to the X-Men universe, perhaps pursuing Franklin Richards and Doctor Doom, and maybe Doom even has Sue Storm with him as well, like he abducted them both in that post-credit scene we saw in Thunderbolts. And then we could see, say, and spoiler warning, this is based on a set photo, so if you want to know nothing, don't watch any further, skip ahead a little bit. Still here? All right. There's a set photo where we saw the Thing, John Walker, Joaquin's the Falcon, and the photo was taken by Chris Hemsworth, Thor's stunt double. So we could see a scenario where the Thing, Falcon, Thor, John Walker, maybe Ant-Man and whoever else, and maybe they're going as a team to get to Loki before Doom can, while that other team is chasing down Doom and trying to get Franklin. And then there could be like a 616 Earth-based team like Namor, Shuri's Black Panther, and King M'Baku, who are remaining on Earth, and they're protecting not only their kingdoms, but the entire planet. And we could see some Thunderbolts or some Avengers, like Yelena and maybe Sam and Bucky. Maybe they stay on Earth as well, protecting Earth from any incoming attacks from Doctor Doom, or maybe his Doombots, or whatever, mischievous stuff that Doom has up his sleeve. I do think that we are going to see Doom attacking like on all fronts. There will be a reason that the teams need to divide and conquer, because Doom is going to be like everywhere at once, whether that be through the use of variant selves or Doombots, we'll just have to see. And this will all mirror what we saw in, I think, Infinity War, with Tony and Strange and Spider-Man teaming up with some of the Guardians of the Galaxy over on Titan. We saw Thor and Rocket and Groot go to Nidavellir. And then there was everyone else who was in Wakanda protecting Vision. So maybe there's someone on Earth 616 that Doom is like also pursuing, just like he pursued Franklin, just like maybe he's pursuing someone over in the X-Men universe. Maybe that someone is even Bob, aka Sentry, who could take the place of, I won't go too deep into the comic here, but Molecule Man in the Secret Wars comic, super powerful character that Doom was pursuing and whose power he needed, or God, I can't even really remember at this point. It's been so long since I read it. But a being that Doom was going after and needed to enact his evil plan. Many have theorized that Sentry could be filling that role in Doomsday and in Secret Wars. And okay, this is good. Sentry, at the moment, he is unable to use his powers and be this, full-on, like, Superman level, perhaps even stronger than Superman level force that we saw in Thunderbolts. He's unable to do that because if he does that, the darker half comes out. So, he can't protect himself, and he's also no help fighting Doom. But, what if Doom is after him for his power? So, they take Bob, Sentry, to Wakanda, or down into Talokan. And they put him there to keep him safe from Doom, just like they did with Vision when he was injured, and he was arguably like one of their most powerful members, but he was injured, and Thanos was after the Mind Stone, and they took him to Wakanda to protect him. We could see that same thing repeated here with Sentry. Now, does that get too repetitive and too like copy and paste from Infinity War? Maybe, but I mean, if the boot fits, I should do it. But seriously, I really do not think that we are meant to take this whole thing as, oh my God, it's Sam's Avengers team. No, it's just a grouping of characters. They're just grouping the cast into different groups. Some of the groupings were extremely obvious, like, oh, the Fantastic Four are in this movie. The X-Men are in this movie. So they said the heroic Avengers, because these are guys from previous, MCU proper films. It really, I don't think it means anything beyond that. I mean, Loki is all of a sudden on Sam's Avengers team. Loki, at least as far as we know at the current moment, he's sitting on the throne at the end of time. Being a part of Sam's Earth-based Avengers for that one universe, that's a little below his pay grade. No, now characters like Ant-Man, Shang Chi, Falcon, of course, those are all great people to have be on Sam's official team that he is forming. And that could totally be the case. We could learn that Sam has put together somewhat of a team, and it does include Tic Tac. It does, of course, include Falcon. It does include Shang Chi, who is kind of in the mix now because he's met Captain Marvel, he's met Wong, and all those characters. So, maybe we'll see the Fantastic Four rocket land in New York City. We see the new Avengers, in their Quinjet go to investigate. Spider-Man also swings in at the same time. And then we see Sam's Avengers come in as well, all to investigate, and they all meet in that moment and then decide, hey, okay, let's go to the Avengers Tower and we'll talk. And that'll be the moment where we get the exposition dump of what the hell's going on, and okay, we're gonna go here and we're gonna do this and you do that and we gotta get to there. The scene where they explain what's happening. And then we could see them like split into their actual like character groupings. I'm hesitant to say teams because it seems to get people confused, but they're different teams for the movie. And just at that point, I don't think Loki will have really entered the picture yet. I mean, maybe the film opens with him getting yeeted off the throne or something, so that's possible. Personally, my theory is that I think we are going to see Thor some way, shape, or form become aware of what's going on and then like go to Earth, perhaps like looking for help, or really just maybe looking for the 10 Rings beacon that he knows contains this path to the end of time, which is where his brother is. We've talked about before that beacon in that Shang-Chi post-credit scene. That beacon looks exactly like that shot of Loki's Yggdrasil tree turned on its side. So I think that could totally be leading to Loki. And so maybe Thor wants to come in, get that beacon. Long story short, I've rambled. This means nothing. And look, while we're on the topic and also stuff from this report meaning nothing, I've seen a lot of headlines also running with RDJ is playing Victor Von Doom, confirmed according to this cast image where he is listed as Victor Von Doom at that same event. And this confirms that he is Victor Von Doom, not a Tony Stark variant. My guys, your media literacy and comprehension are just off the charts. One, okay. They said from the jump, the Russos said from the jump when they announced that RDJ was coming back to play Doctor Doom, that he was playing Victor Von Doom. This isn't news. He's been playing Victor Von Doom. That's number one. Number two, him playing Victor Von Doom doesn't remotely take away the possibility of him and Tony Stark being variants of one another. Why would it? Variants can have different names, different lives. I'll go back to Kang. Dude has gone by many names, and he has had many different lives that unfolded in entire different periods in time. But they're still variants of each other. You've got Victor Timely, Rama Tut, He Who Remains, Kang, Nathaniel Richards, the Scarlet Centurion. There are so many different variants of Kang who have different names and different lives. So just because RDJ is playing Victor Von Doom doesn't then mean, oh, well, his name's Victor Von Doom. Guess he's not a Tony Stark variant. Dumb. I'm telling you, some people, I try to teeter on this line of trying to be like Mr. Rogers and nice to everybody, but also sometimes I fall off the other end where everybody's just a fucking idiot. So anyway, let's cool it with the claims that this confirms, oh, this is Sam Wilson's Avengers team. No, it doesn't. And let's cool it with the claims that this in any way confirms anything new about whether or not Doctor Doom is multiversally connected to Tony Stark, because it doesn't. None of this confirms any of that. So, what was the question? All right. Thank you so much for that question, Hazel, and I hope you know that none of that anger was targeted at you. You wrote a beautiful question and you have a beautiful name. I just get irritated with these headlines that go out there that people see, and, they see it in a headline on a reputable website, I guess you could say. A lot of them just aren't reputable. A lot of them are just clickbait that are usually underpaid freelance work. And that is not disrespect to the freelancers. What I'm saying is there a lot of these sites don't have like journalistic checkpoints. It's just people uploading stuff like Facebook or something. So you got to be careful. But it does get irritating that, some person will tweet one thing, an assumption they have, and it becomes headline news. Anyway, thank you so much for the question. All right. Hey, everybody, Colton here, and this is the mailbag style show where I take your questions about Marvel, Star Wars, DC, movies and streaming in general. Whatever you want to ask, send it in to the email address askcoltonnow@gmail.com. And hey, maybe you'll see your question featured right here on the show. And guys, I get a lot of questions sent to the mailbag, and I wish I could answer every single one of them, but sometimes I just can't get to them all. But if you're a channel member, that does guarantee that you will get one of your questions answered right here on the show every show.